Thank you, Madam Chairperson, the Honorable Wendy Colleen Phipps. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me the privilege to recognize the distinguished Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, and to also recognize my distinguished colleague, the Attorney General, the Honorable Vincent Fitzgerald Byron, the distinguished Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Ian Patches-Libert, indeed, my distinguished colleague from the Ministry of Tourism, where all the records are breaking, the Honorable Lindsay Fitzpatrick-Brand, the Honorable Wendy Colleen Phipps, Minister in the Ministry of Health, et al. But you could clap. Indeed, my distinguished colleagues in the audience, Ambassadors Osborne and Powell, and the distinguished representative in the Ministry of Sports, Mr. Vernon Connor, even though I don't see the Cabinet Secretary now, I still recognize her. She may have stepped out. So our Cabinet Secretary, Ms. Josephine Huggins. Indeed, every distinguished member in the audience, I must single out my good friend, Sky Juice. Yes, put your hand up, Sky Juice. Tereline. All right, Tereline is there. I recognize Tereline. Some of you don't know, Tereline was one of St. Kitts' best goalkeepers in his day. And so, despite the fact that he has a disability now, he had his days as a footballer. I just want to tell the Honorable Senator that my time has not yet begun to run. 7 minutes? I pause really to take a deep breath and to breathe this Sadler's ear, because it is so fresh and it reminds me of my own youth. Because when I was in my 20s, I came to Sadler's and St. Paul's because there were students in this community and the St. Paul's community who wanted to pursue O-level accounting and had no tutor. And while I've not asked if I could use names, I know 2 persons from Sadler's who benefited from that period. I know one went on to be at least an assistant secretary in the ministry, Mrs. Adams, and I know Paulette Eddy went on to work in Social Security, and they benefited from that period. Once more, I am here, but this time, I'm not here in my capacity as a teacher. I'm here in my capacity as minister. Minister in the Team Unity government, led by none other than Dr. Timothy Sylvester Harris. But there's still teaching in my blood. And if my friend was here, I don't see him here, he will say, teach. If Mr. Pemberton was here. And so I just want to tell you that we've had a celebration of a 2nd anniversary. Yes. Wonderful celebration. Exciting events. People came out in their thousands and showed that Team Unity is stronger than ever. And while we had a wonderful celebration in which there were, this one being 7 town hall meetings, we are winding down. We are winding down. We have one more event. Pause. We have one more event on the 9th of March when there's a lecture by a jurist. He retired? Mr. Saunders, Adrian Saunders, who is a member of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. He will come and deliver a lecture on the 9th of March. And that event must be attended by all of you. It is an important event in the discussion of the agenda of Team Unity of good governance. And while we are pausing, I was saying winding down, and my colleague Patches say pause. We are pausing because we are approaching the season of Lent. Lent begins officially tomorrow. Tomorrow is known to us as Ash Wednesday. On the Christian calendar, Ash Wednesday is the start of Lent. It marks the journey of Christ before he was crucified, where he had 40 days fasting. Indeed, we are 47 days away from enjoying what we call Easter Sunday, which is on the 16th day of April. The word Lent, you hear of Lent, it really comes from the word lantern, which means spring. Lantern really means spring. So tomorrow really begins the season of spring as well. Spring is an important period in the life of the people in agriculture. And the first Sunday after the full moon following the vernal equinox is Easter Sunday. I'm going to this important explanation to tell you how important this is for the farmers. Because the 20th day of March is that day when the proverbial alignment, the sun is coming straight across the earth, across the proverbial equator, dividing day and night equally, near equally anyway, 12 hours apart. And so, because of that significant date on the 20th of March, the countdown begins to the crucifixion of Christ and for the celebration on Easter Sunday. You see, after that date, the very first time that the moon is full, moon plays a very important role in all of this. The Sunday following the first full moon after that equinox is usually described as Easter Sunday. On that Easter Sunday we celebrate. So it is an important celebration. When that period ends, we begin again as Team Unity to bring the message across this country. But I did say that tomorrow begins spring. And every farmer welcomes spring. Springtime brings with it harvest. Because of springtime, we can look forward to harvest. And if we're looking forward to harvest, we can look forward to productivity and, of course, income. So every farmer welcomes springtime. We in the Ministry of Agriculture, we welcome springtime And we go out of our way in agriculture to ensure that the people who work on farms, those who produce our food, that they get the support of the government, the strong support of the government. And it was only sometime last year that the farmers in this community of Sadlers and Harrises benefited from the work of the Team Unity government. I hope we have some farmers in here tonight. Because the farmers, I had the department, they met with them, Harrises and Newton Ground farmers. They presented their concerns. Some of these concerns include the challenge they had with land preparation. It also included things like the disposal of garbage. It also included the fact that they wanted to sell their products and did not want to use those boxes that rams were throwing away. And the Ministry of Agriculture stepped up. The representative Vernon Connor drew that to the attention of the ministry, and the ministry responded, and at that meeting came up with some ideas to help these farmers. As a result of that, we were able to get the Ministry of Finance, thanks to Dr. Harris, to approve a sum to help those farmers. The help that the farmers got from the Ministry of Agriculture in 2016 include the fertilizers NPK, the urea fertilizers as well, all those packs of sweet pepper to get their planting going, Crimson King watermelon seeds, H9 onion and HA3 3080 onion as well, sheep broccoli, 13 rolls of wire, 19 hours of land preparation, squash seeds, lettuce, cabbage. They got the whole 9 yards in this community to be able to produce food for the country. And for that, I want to give Vernon Connor some credit, much credit, because it is because of his vision. He helped to identify the needs of the farmers and brought us to the point where we could have a meeting and deliver some support to those persons involved in farming. We identified something from that meeting. Boxes for packaging their stuff like tomatoes and so on. They had to resort to the boxes that rams were throwing away. And as a result, we went about in the ministry to import new boxes. They now have boxes that they could package the tomatoes and the bananas and, you know, and any food they want. But you know what? The Ministry of Agriculture does not want to continue providing that. Some entrepreneur out there, this is a business you can get involved in. You can provide enough boxes for the farmers across the country to package this stuff. So take it off our hands. We don't want to hold on to something like that. That is for those who are in commerce. But we started it and showed that it can be done. And so I encourage you now to take it from there. And to add one more piece to the puzzle, to the concerns, to the agricultural makeup of this community, I want to remind you that Capistier farms sit in this community and goes all around near St. Paul's. Capistier was designed 113 acres to be a model farm in the country, and I trust that it was going to be used also as a teaching mechanism. But quite frankly, Capacity Farms has not lived up to its potential. Come this March, we have designed a program and we're encouraging farmers to approach the Ministry of Agriculture. We want to make available to you, in a public-private sector partnership, land within that farm, that farming area, to be able to produce some selected crops so that we could be self-sufficient in those crops and reduce our importation. Let not the opportunity pass you by and then say, I wish I had, I wish I did, I wish I could have. It is an opportunity for each of you now. Now, I want to turn a bit to housing, since my colleague, the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert, said he was going to wind me up, you said? Give me impetus? Something like that. The Team Unity government, only a week or so ago, launched a program for housing to be carried out by NHC. It is a program funded by a loan from Social Security of $50 million. It is a program that should give us a minimum of 300 housing solutions to satisfy the families, 300 families across this land. We intend not to leave anyone out. In fact, let me tell you, in this community, in fact in this constituency, we have 4 areas that we've already identified where housing will be built. There are Race Course, that is in Newton Ground, Rollins in St. Paul's, Sadler's right here, Sadler's Park, and Lavington. So that the people in this community will be engaged, will be involved in the work of the Team Unity government to the fullest extent. Let me remind you that it matters not that you do not have a representative in the cabinet. This Team Unity government is a fair share for all. We say it, we mean it, and we live by it. And so the program for housing begins tomorrow. And you will soon see construction right there at Wellington Road, as the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert has a plan for that area, and we'll be working that plan so that the housing construction will begin tomorrow. We begin some work right above me in Hermitage, Cunningham Heights, and it will continue into next week and for the next 18 months. If you could build, find a contractor who you could work with, because plenty work gonna be there. You can't complain for work. And let me tell you, so that you understand how your Team Unity government works, those houses which the last set were built at 780 square feet, these will be now 862 square feet. And the bedrooms, which were 10 by 9, will now be 12 by 12 and 12 by 14. So that when you go in your bedroom, man, you can walk around your bed And if you live with your wife, do a little playing around the bed before you get in the bed. And you could put in a dressing table too. That is the aim of the Team Unity government. In that house, the kitchen will be outfitted already. Cupboards and everything. It will be a painted house. All the tiles will be in that house. And I'm saying to you, we are giving you a hard roof on that house. Let me explain that. If you look around at the government housing program in the past, you will see shingles. Nothing wrong with shingles, they stop the rain. But usually in a hurricane, shingles usually get ripped up. We are moving now to galvalume roof for poor people. Galvalume roof for poor people. And you know what? We are bringing it, we are manufacturing the roof right here in St. Kitts. That's what we're doing. And I'm saying to you, your Team Unity government is at work. We are going to be building in clusters, and we're also going to build on single lots of land all around the country where no clusters are. And to wrap things up, since my time has run out, we are going to embark on, we have identified them, 28 areas around the island where the roads, some have water in it, no water, some have water and electricity. But most of them, if not all of them, need some form of infrastructure. Indeed, all of them need roads. And those 28 areas are first on our list, all across the island, where roads will be constructed under the supervision of the Minister of Public Infrastructure. The purpose of that is to give the people of the country who have their land for some time, can't build, time to wake up, man. Go down National Bank, borrow the $100,000 or $150,000, only 5% interest or 6%, and build your home. You've been waiting a long time. Now is the time to build your home. And I have to revert because I forgot something, Mr. Attorney General. The cabinet of Team Unity met several months ago and made the decision that the interest rate that we're charging for poor people will be as low as 2% in some cases for those homes. That is the benefit that you get for voting for Team Unity, and if you keep Team Unity in office, more benefits will come. I have to go here. I know I'm leaving, but I have to go here. I heard the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert indicate that there are people who still have borehole. No water in the house, no toilets. Some of them, the roof leaking whenever rainfall. They got to move the beds all around the place. Your Team Unity government has a program. It will continue in 2017. It is not for people who want to add on size on the house, but for those poor people who are vulnerable. It will be worked through what we have is the NHC program called HELP. We can help you up to $10,000 to help you to enhance the quality of your home so that you poor people, our poor people, can live a little better in a little better quality home like those who have better than us. It will continue in 2017, and we look forward, especially in the rural areas, in Sadler's and St. Paul's. If you are a person who needs a bathroom and toilet on your house, you are a candidate for help. If your roof is ripped up by hurricane and you can't afford to repeat, or the side of your house falling apart, you are a candidate for help. So find out about the help program, and the Team Unity government will help you. Good night, and God bless you.